Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan is almost here and we all know how busy it gets. In this video, I'm preparing delicious make-ahead meals like samosas, spring rolls, and tandoori chicken. So you can spend less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying the blessings of Ramadan. Let's get this started.
Cause we don't be satisfied for what we have.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Welcome to another video here on Sincerely Shamsa. Today we are preparing for Ramadan 2025. I'm starting off with putting my minced beef on the stove so that way I can get that cooking while I prepare my other food. So while our meat is cooking, I'm going to move on to cutting the vegetables. I'm going to chop up a lot of bell peppers, and I mean a lot. I bought a bunch of bell peppers last time when I went to Aldi. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. I had a $50 budget, and I bought a whole bunch of bell peppers. So we're gonna chop up all the bell peppers so that way we have them ready to go whenever we need them. If you just put them in the refrigerator, they tend to go bad, so it's better to just chop them up, put them in the Ziploc bag, and put them in the freezer. Some some of my bell peppers, I'm going to make them like cut them into smaller pieces, like chop them into smaller pieces, and some of it I'm just going to roughly like slice them. The reason being is I'm going to use some of the bell peppers, the ones that I'm putting in the bowl, for making my samosa mix, adding it like into the beef mix, the beef that I already have cooking. My kids, like any other kids, don't like vegetables, y'all. So I try to cut it as small as I can, so that way it gets kind of mixed in there. Even though if they end up finding it, it's not something that's really big that they say, ew, like. just trying to hide it in there. These bell peppers, the ones that I'm chopping up right now, I'm gonna just like roughly slice them. They're just gonna be used for like whenever I'm making rice, or when I want it to like kind of saute in like a fajita or something like that. So the other day I also bought some mini sweet bell peppers. These are something that I've always wanted to try, so I picked them up from Walmart. Instead of having them sit in the refrigerator, because in Ramadan we don't eat during the day, so I felt like they were gonna go bad, so I just decided to chop them up and put them in the freezer too. So I put away our bell peppers in the deep freezer, and now I'm moving back on to checking on the meat. I have a meat smasher, so I smash the meat and try to get it like to become like small. Like since it's like in big lumps, I want it to fall into little pieces. And this is how it should look, your sambusa meat. Like you don't want it to be too thick. So next up, we are moving on to cutting our onions. These are onions that I bought from Costco a while back. They were just sitting in my pantry. Found out that that is not a good idea to do because some of them do go bad, like this one. Like a lot of them went bad, but hey, it's a learning process. So I've decided to chop them up too and put them in a Ziploc bag and have them in the freezer and put them in the freezer. For some of them, I'm going to slice them like roughly big, and some is gonna be sliced into like minced. I think that's what it's called. I'm sorry for my English, but I'm going to slice them into tiny little pieces. Again, my kids don't like onion. I love red onion, but my kids don't like onion. Whether it's red, sweet, yellow, they don't care. They don't like it. But I like to put it in my samosas. I have a veggie slicer. I think that's what it's called, a veggie chopper. I don't know. I bought this thing off of, I think, Sheen or Timu. I'm not sure, but I had it for a long time. Um, I'm going to chop some of the onions in there, and some of it I'm going to just chop it with my knife, like cut them into smaller pieces, because this thing does not have a very very small like fine blade for like cutting like the onions into small pieces. I hope you guys understand. I want some of the onions to be tiny, but if I use the chopper, it's gonna make them like big. And I don't want my kids to know like there's a lot of onions in there. So it's just, I hope you understand where I'm going with this. Make sure that you always keep your space clean. And I'm not showing the video, but I'm cleaning my cutting board in between. I only have one cutting board that's good, which is this one. It is plastic, so I'm washing it with water and soap in between whenever I'm done with cutting whichever vegetable I'm cutting. Right now, I'm moving on to chopping up some. Why do I want to say zanahoria? Yeah, my some of the stuff that I learned in my Spanish class is stuck with me. But yeah, moving on to chopping up some of the uh, what is it called? Oh my God, this is embarrassing. Carrots. Yes, carrots. That's the word. Oh my God, my brain just had a brain fart. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm moving on to chopping up some of the carrots. I tried to use the veggie chopper, but it just didn't look good to me. They looked a little too big, so I decided to just chop it with using my knife. I'm also going to add the carrots into my samosa mix later on, inshallah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I like to add a little bit of spice into my samosas, so I'm going to be chopping up one serrano pepper. Yeah, serrano peppers are hot, so be careful. Be careful.
we dream. Cause we don't be satisfied for what we have. We have different
Now that we have all of our vegetables ready, I'm going to check back on the meat, which is pretty much ready. So I'm going to add all the veggies that I just chopped up, the carrots, the onions, bell peppers, serrano peppers, and I'm also going to be adding all of my spices. This over here, it's called keema. I love using this in my samosa mix. It has all the seasonings that you need. I had a little bit of it left, so I decided to add some more of my homemade seasonings, which just consist of cumin seed, coriander seeds that are already blended into a powder form. And then I added a little bit of chicken bouillon and a little bit of water in there just to give it a little bit of moisture and let the veggies cook on low heat. While our meat is cooking on low for us, we're gonna move on to making the samosas wraps. I have a video of step-by-step video here on my channel. I'll link it down below and also in the description box of how you can make your own wraps, but I'm going pretty fast on this. I speed it up. It's basically 6 cups of all-purpose flour, salt, and oil and water. I used about like 2 cups and a half of water, and make sure you knead your dough really good so that way it doesn't have any lumps or any of that. But like I said, I do have a step-by-step video here on my channel. If you would like to see it, I'll link it down in the description and also in the cards above. But in this video, I'm just going to be going fast. Make sure you cover your dough and let it rest for like 15 to 20 minutes. And then after that, we're gonna come back and start kneading. We're gonna come back and start rolling out the dough. Make sure you sprinkle a little bit of flour on it. I'm going to be stacking the dough like just watch the video and you will know. Like, it's really hard to explain it. Like, English is not my first language, so it's really hard, but I'm going to be stacking it. I'm going to put like one rolled out dough first, then I'm gonna put a little bit of oil, then some flour, then and then the same thing again and again and again until I have 4 of them. Roll it out. Make sure you don't roll it out like very thin, and then you cut it into triangles. And I have here a hot skillet, and we're just gonna do this. Just do the same thing as I'm doing, and it should be all good. So for the rest of them, you're just gonna repeat the same process until you are done. Yeah, I'm from Somalia and I was actually born in Kenya, but I'm from Somalia. My parents are originally from Somalia. And sambusas are one of the main things we eat during Ramadan, like sambusas, mandasi, malawah, all those things. Like it's a must for Ramadan. Um, I remember my dad, he would buy us sambusas from the market whenever he comes back from work. And my mom, she does not know how to make like the wraps for sambusas, but she would try. But y'all, it tasted really delicious. And I've always wanted to learn how to make sambusas. I didn't know like how to make the wraps. So I've always struggled with that. But alhamdulillah, my sister-in-law one day helped me out. And also here on YouTube, I learned like tricks on how to get my my sambusas wraps to come out perfectly. And alhamdulillah, now I know how to make my own wraps at home. If you don't know how to make your own wraps at home, don't feel bad. You can go to the grocery store and buy tortillas, like the tortilla wraps, and use that, or you can use spring rolls. But yeah, that's how I learned. What is one thing that, like, whatever country you are from, what is one thing that everyone makes during Ramadan? For us, it is sambusas and mandasi. Comment down below, what do you guys make in your country? So all of the sambusas that I wrapped up are in a Ziploc bag. I'm using a doubled um closed Ziploc bag, and I had some wrappings that are left over. I'm gonna use those for whenever, like, we decide to make something else aside from beef sambusa. Sometimes we decide to make like chicken, so I'm just gonna put that in the freezer. Here I'm preparing some lentil sambusas or lentil spring rolls. This is my first time at making this. I used to have an Ethiopian neighbor, and she would make the best lentil sambusas. So I'm gonna put my lentils on the stove on medium heat and let that boil. While that's boiling, we're gonna move on to blending our cilantros. I bought a whole bunch of cilantros the other day, so I'm gonna use this cilantros throughout Ramadan, just to for any meal that I'm preparing, because we love to use cilantros. So I'm blending in cilantros, bell peppers, cumin seeds, garlic, everything in there. And for the cilantro, I'm going to put it in a one of those ice cube trays and put it in the freezer. So it does not go bad. It lasts for a very long time and it saves you money. Checking back on our lentils. Like I said, this is my first time making lentils samosas or lentil spring rolls. Uh, my Ethiopian neighbor, every Ramadan, she would bring us, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless her, first of all. Every Ramadan, she would make us lentil sambusas and some other snacks from Ethiopia. And we loved the lentil sambusas. It had a little bit of spice to it. It was good, y'all. I never asked her like to show me how she made it and stuff, like the recipes and stuff. But I thought if I remember like the taste and all that, I can make it myself. So I'm trying. I'm trying it out for the first time. And I have here some onions. I'm going to be adding some spices and stuff. And I wish that I asked her to show me how to make it and stuff, but yeah, it was so good. I really love that lentil sambusas, and I could have just waited a little bit more for the lentils to become a little bit mushy. They're a little bit hard now, but inshallah, next time I'll make sure to do better. If any Ethiopians are watching, please give me some tips because I really loved that lentil sambusas and I really want to make it. So while our lentil is cooling down, we're moving on to mixing our chicken tandoori. And I have here some chicken thighs. I'm going to add some garlic paste, plain yogurt, tandoori masala, and also our blended cilantro mix. And we use this for whenever I make like white rice or something like that. My kids love the jasmine rice, and whenever I make the jasmine rice, I love to have a side of like a broccoli or green beans. So to go with our meat, which is going to be the tandoori chicken, I'm going to grill the tandoori chicken on one of those iron skillet that has the grill marks on it, and it comes out absolutely delicious. That yogurt that's on there, like the yogurt that I added in there, it just makes it so good. So next up, we're moving on to making our spring rolls. And I'm using a plant-based spring roll wrappers instead of the normal typical spring roll wrappers that you would see. There's just so much. I'm just learning. Some of those things have like haram ingredients in it. So I just decided to opt out for a plant-based spring roll wrapper. Y'all, I've never made spring rolls. Like, I try, but they never come out perfectly like wrapped up. So this was me attempting. My first attempt, it was like open from both sides. Then I try to make it into a sambusa, but it's not too big. The wrapping is not that big, so I just decided to make it again into spring rolls like wrapped up, and it turned out really good. Some of them did turn out really good. I'm proud of myself for keep going instead of giving up. I made that much of spring rolls, but inshallah, I'll be getting more of the plant-based spring roll. I did fried some of the um, lentil spring rolls, and they did turn out really good. Not as good as the one my neighbors made, but they did turn out really good. All right, y'all, today's video is coming to an end. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and you made it all the way here, then you are awesome. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be sure to click on the bell so that way you don't miss out on any videos from me. Make sure you click on all so that way you get all the notifications from my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my other video. Bye.